Wow, wow, wow. Ooh, last part of a power ranking, Tan.
Hmm.
I think there is a lot to talk about with some of these teams. There's a lot of like going back and forth on why some teams might be higher, some teams might be lower. Um, and it's really dependent, I think, on the moves you made, where you were last year, um, and just the overall status of the team. Like
Hmm.
I think in terms of like there's a lot of teams that became a contender. There's a lot of teams that got better. There's a lot of teams getting older. Some teams are getting younger. But going into our last part here. So this is basically the 10 worst teams,
Hmm.
right? So now we're on rank 21 and our rank 21 done. What's our rank 21st
Yes.
team?
Yeah.
And
Starting off this third tier in the NBA or then in the NBA league is the Warriors, Kuis. I mean, your team.
the
What happened,
Warriors.
Kuis? The fall from grace. What happened? What happened to the Warriors?
I mean, 21 in terms of the West is basically your like 10th seed, right? You're in there
Yeah.
fighting for your life, and I feel like the Warriors have been in that situation for the past what 2 3 years, right? After that, even like more than that, after that
Mm.
2022 championship, right? I feel like the team hasn't really gotten better. And now we have Moses Moody. Now we have Jimmy Butler, basically out for the season, and you know there's no significant changes. And as I mentioned earlier, there's not really a lot of not even any significant change in this team. And like what the most significant thing is Yaxo. And again, the fact that they didn't even move a needle in this power ranking, it just makes sense for me. Um, Not happy, not sad about it. It's just where they are is where they are. If again, the thing about this team, we talked about the other teams. If healthy, they could be better. But the thing
Mhm.
is, this Warriors team, we know they're not healthy. Jimmy Butler with the tear and most Moody out for until like 2028, right? I think it's been confirmed or 2027, whatever it might be. It sucks because we could have used those salary for something else, right?
Yeah.
And again, we're not done yet. With the trade, we're not done yet with just the overall season as we're recording this. But I really think it sucks that we're not seeing the prime years of Curry. It's just gone. But I think basically 10th in the West makes sense. Anything
Yeah.
else to add for this team? I
Um,
think that's it for this team.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, what's not really talked about a lot with the Warriors and them not being good is Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson was very underrated. Them kind of losing Clay Thompson, not losing him to the other team, but losing that, prime Clay Thompson back when he was so good. That Splash Brothers or something else, because you have the gravity of Steph, but then you still have the gravity of Clay, and those two together were just insanely scary, to be honest. That's the perfect word to put it. They are scary, and then they added Durant as well at that time before. But them missing Clay Thompson, I think, was really bad. And the injuries with Steph, and just the deterioration of the team overall, which age plus the I don't know if the incapable is the right word, but Steve Kerr's not being able to, you know, kind of develop the young guys these days is kind of hurted. Also, that I don't know if him not being able to develop or is it just bad luck with the draft. But overall, man, it's sad to see. And we've talked about Steph possibly getting traded, but I don't know what to think of this team right now, man.
I definitely don't know what to think about this team too. And again, like names that might be people are forgetting. So we have Porzingis, we have Guy Santos, we have um again Yaxo and the Anthony Melton. Like these are names that could be good. They could be
Mhm.
starters in some teams, right? But they're just not the stars that we need that can help Stephen Curry
Mhm.
get out of this play in hump in the West. And I think we talked about it in our video, and we'll link it. But Stephen Curry being traded, I think it's definitely might be the best option for the Warriors right now, especially if they have said that they're planning for the post Curry era.
Hmm. Yep.
But then our
But
number
yeah,
22 here for the
moving
power
on.
rankings,
Yeah.
who
To
is worse than Warriors?
this team, I wouldn't say them as a bad team. You know, we're in the third tier right now. We're supposed to be talking about the bad teams, but this team is my, let's just say, sneaky Nicky, man,
Dark
for
horse?
next year. It's my sneaky Nicky for this year. I think this can, this team will surprise a lot of teams this year, and it's Chicago Bulls, guys.
Oof. Oof. And you know what? And this is another team that has one of my favorite players recently. It's Matas
Hmm.
Buzelis. And the it's just their team is young. No? I think this team is too young. I don't know what the fit with Norman Powell will be. I don't know how they needed this guy. They needed Nick Claxton in this team. They needed Nick Claxton, because we don't really know because some of their guys are a little bit overpaid. I forgot the center or power forwards guy name, but
Doc Collins.
no, not him. Another guy that's been in the
Oh, it's Williams, Patrick Williams, I
yeah,
think.
Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were hoping something for him, but he's getting paid a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And I think just Matas, in terms of his ceiling, is super high. In terms of Josh Giddey's ceiling is super high. But I just overall Chicago Bulls organization right now, I don't really have the trust. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing, right? Like you mentioned the Steve Kerr situation. It's Steve Kerr. But I think they're getting to a point with this post organization that they might not have the winning mentality yet. The
Mm.
fact that Norman Powell was even saying that our team could be really good or really bad, like, come on, dude. Like, where's the mentality? Where's the winning mentality? Like, just say your team will be good. Like,
Yeah.
you're basically the what do you call that? um the vet now.
Oh
Like
yeah.
be like you don't have to be a leader. Like just
Hmm.
be the guy that people can rely on and like come on. Like you have young guys, JD and Matas that I think really needs help getting into that like winning mentality and they have the pieces as you said, they're a dark horse for me too. They have really good defense, and they have players that really needs to prove themselves. Then, and
Hmm.
I think overall, they're also one of the teams that hasn't really made such a drastic change. Yes, Norman Powell is a name, an all star last year, but I don't know. I'm not sold yet. But the
Hmm.
fact that the other team, Stephen Curry, they have Stephen Curry, like I would just have to put them higher, and just
Yeah.
I could agree with you with that.
Yeah, I think, you know, this team, like you said, is a little young, but to me, this is kind of a maturing group, a
Let
maturing young group. Josh Giddey is, I think, what, 25-ish now, if I'm not mistaken. Nick Claxton is above 25, if I'm not mistaken, maybe around 25. Jalen Smith, Zach Collins, Isaac Okoro, these guys have been in the league for, I think, about 5 years at least. Norman Powell is a vet who is sounds like a little butthurt too that that the Miami Heat did not keep him. But I like this team, and what I like even more is their new coach is Splitter, Thiago Splitter, who had a team, Portland Trailblazers, last year with that had what's his name, Denny Abdia, who is almost the same as Josh Giddey. This team has Nick Claxton, who is a paint protector, and he had, and he's not, it's not comparable, but Donovan Klingon was a much better center, but almost similar, and they have a lot of wings. They have a vet now in Norman Powell, so I think this team is really a sneaky Nicky, man. I mean, I like this team. I think the combination of the coach and the players, the group of players in this team, are gonna surprise a lot of people. But like you said, there's that, there's a doubt there because the culture is
Thank
not
you.
set yet. But I think they're still gonna surprise a lot of people because They were good for the first 10 games last season. So there's a hope there, Chicago Bulls fans. I'm gonna
Yeah,
just say it there.
and I think like definitely one last thing about the Bulls is if they're not injury prone for the whole season, I think
Mm,
they might be in that at least play in high play in situation. Again, thank you for mentioning Splitter because he is, I think, a winningest coach. Like he wants to win, he wants to be a contender. So I think hopefully that can help out with this organization and just the overall team mentality for this team. But
mm.
then number 23, we're getting to the worst of the
This
worst now.
this is we're getting to the worst and the worst, and this is gonna surprise a lot of people. But I have the Utah Jazz drop down to number
Damn.
23, which is a little bit crazy, Chris. But what do you think of this
I
ranking?
thought so too. I think a lot of people were putting the Jazz high up in their ranking. But I still believe that this is it's just historically where this team has been. And I know they were basically tanking last year, and I think the biggest if for me is Jared Jackson Jr. is just not it. Right? Lori is definitely good. Keontae is definitely good. I think that's good. But if Jaren Jackson's in your team, like what, giving you 5-5-5, like not even 5-5-5, like 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist, like I don't know if that's a guy in your center. Like I'd rather have Yusuf Nurkic at this point, right? Like what are you gonna do? Like Lori at three, Jaren at four, and then Nurkic as like the fifth. Like they just have too much centers too. I think that's the other thing. Um, I just don't know where this team would be. It's looking at the players, it looks insane putting them in 23. But again, it's the same thing. I just don't have the trust on this team. I know they have um Danny Ainge on their team. I know
Mm,
they have set plans in place, but it's not even like I doubt the team. I just my gut tells me this is the perfect spot for this team. They've gotten a little bit better, but not yet there to
mhm.
compete with some of the teams here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you with the fact that just the history is so bad. They've been losing a lot of games, sometimes even purposely. But the reason I put them this low for me is one, like you said, they have a lot of centers, but I think the centers are not the most quality
Yep,
type of centers, in my
yep.
opinion. Jackson Jr. has not been a center throughout his career. He's always been a power forward. Now you're putting him at the center. He's a bit undersized. He's a good paint protector, but I think as a center going against Embiid, going against the big guys, he can kind of get bullied there. I think Yusuf Nurkic is old. He does not play a lot of defense anymore. Kyle Filipowski is not a good defender. Jackson Hayes is just coming from a Lakers fans, man. You don't want him, but the reason why I also don't like this team is Isaiah Collier is the best point guard in this team. He's the best playmaker, the best floor general, and he's gonna go at the bench because you have Darren Peterson. Now I know Peterson has a lot of potential, can be a good playmaker. I don't know, we don't know, but you're gonna have a starting five with Keontae George, Darren Peterson, Ace Bailey, Laurie Markin, and Jaren Jackson. All of them are scorers. You do not have a lot of roles. Like we were talking about set roles. What's each gonna do to help this team? I know Laurie Markkinen can rebound.
But he
Jaren
needs the ball.
Jackson,
He's
yeah,
the type of guy that just doesn't sit in the corner. He's
yeah,
not that type of guy. Yep.
yes. Then Jaren Jackson can defend, but this team has so much scores, but lacks the quality glue guys that you want on a winning team. That's why I do not have them higher yet.
Yeah, I don't think Ace Bailey would start. First of all, I think he's definitely coming off the bench, and I also think
For who?
well, they were starting him as a bench player, even like when they had
No, I mean, who
played.
would you start though?
You would have Darren, Keontae, and again, as I mentioned, it would be Laurie, Jaren, and Yusuf. That's just the
Oh,
thing. Like,
Yusuf? Yeah.
yeah, they again they had that combo mostly. They putting Ace.
True. That's true.
They've been putting Ace at the last bit of the season last year, just because of they want him to try. He was doing so well as a starting role, but I
Yes.
just think the fact that this team doesn't, even though they technically it's basically the same team as last year, they didn't really have a lot of reps together. The other
Mm.
teams we mentioned, like they had so much reps already. The Bulls had so much reps, and they're just adding another a Noah Star. Like the Warriors, even though like they didn't have a reps together, this is an old team. They're experienced. They'll be fine. The Jazz, as you mentioned, they just don't have the like the necessary like, players,
Hmm.
like the role players, the glue guys, as you mentioned. I just think it will be really hard for them in the West, especially.
Yes.
Like, uh, they, I don't know. I don't think, yeah, I don't even think this is a dark horse team. I just think, a lot of people are putting a lot of trust in this team for some reason. I can, maybe the Danny Ainge thing. It might be just the fact that they put Jaren Jackson and then they tried to tank all that kind of stuff. I don't like it. This is a strong team though. If
It
they
is.
figured it out, like it's a strong team. The fact that you have defense and offense, like you have the guys that can do it, it's just I don't know. As you said, I love Isaiah Collier. Like this guy could. I feel like if you give him the starting role, he could be 10 points, 20 assists for
Yes.
this team.
And I
And
think
I
he's
think that's
done
the
that
guy.
almost.
Yeah, and that's the guy that you need in this team. The
Yeah.
guy that can just pass it. The guy that can just
Yes.
pass it for this team.
Yes.
But moving on to our
Moving on, I
basically
think
I don't know. This is
um
starting to be a little bit sad now. I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the last part of this power ranking is like
Yes.
what can get them out of this hump.
Yeah, I think you're getting what I'm trying to, build here in the power rankings, but I think Utah Jazz ends the good teams. I know this
Yep.
is the third tier, but Utah Jazz is still a good team, and that's about it for the whole league, because the next team is the leader of the bad teams. They are bad, they're a leader, they're the best team out of the worst team, and that's the Brooklyn Nets, man. Guys, what do you
Wow.
think?
Wow. 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 The team that just got Julius Randle. Come on, man. Like we're disrespecting the guy. I'm just kidding. But come on, like we have MPJ, we have Julius Randle as our 1-2 punch. What are we doing here? What are we doing in this team? Like, oh man, this team got Mo Wagner too. This guy got Keon Ellis. This team got Keon Ellis too. Like, what are we gonna do with this team? I don't know. I don't know. I think that's the thing. Like, they needed to do something else, and I think this is a team. They're in New York. The fact that I don't know what the geography of it, but just saw New York Knicks won it all. Like, you don't even have like an itch to try to fight in the East. Like, I just wish they did something, and I think it starts with developing some of their young guys, and I think Mo Wagner, yes, is still young. Um, Noah Clowney, getting these young guys some reps. I think it's really important. But like the thing is, Julius Randle is a ball hog. Like he
Yep.
needs the ball. So I don't know if it's a right step in that direction. So I don't even know if that's gonna help them out. Like in this team. And Michael Porter too. MPJ is not a passer. I think they need to package Michael Porter. They need to figure this team out and just pick a guy. Is it gonna be Clowney? Is it gonna be who else? Demit?
Yeah, Jaeger
Uh,
Demon.
like who is it gonna be in this team? I know there's another name I'm forgetting that will basically get this team out of this hump. Like you can't just get lucky and get like a Shea out of nowhere. I think they need to figure it out
Yeah.
with this team.
Yeah, I think I mean
And MPJ's not it. That's what I'm saying. Like
I
get him
agree with
get him out of this team or something.
I agree with what you said. I mean, Brooklyn Nets as a whole, as a franchise, has been embarrassing. Like you said, I mean, you have the New York Knicks, one of the most historic franchise, and now they just won the championship. It's embarrassing, man, what the Brooklyn is doing. I think in from my perspective, I think they're just trying to collect trade pieces. Michael Porter Jr. and Julius Randle just to trade to get more draft picks. But I think if I want to give some hope to the Brooklyn Nets fans, I think Jaeger Demon is really good,
Hmm.
and Michael Brown could also be something in this league. But I don't know what this team is trying to do if they're trying to contend because they added, some of quality role players in Mo Wagner and Keon Ellis. So I don't know what really are they thinking. Are those the trade assets again? But I guess you're the best of the worst, so that's something, I guess.
That's something. And again, we don't know. We might be one of those Suns situation. They just figured it out,
Mhm.
and by having multiple scorer, they can just do it all. But I don't trust this team at all.
Yep.
But definitely this next team that I don't trust at all
Mhm.
because why? Why are we talking about the number 25th player here?
Number
25th team.
25th team in the league is a team that is kind of a bad team just from history, but is always trying to contend for no reason. And that is the New Orleans Pelicans, man. The team that has Zion Williamson, guys. And we're still talking about them. What do you think, guys?
They're in this ranking because they did not do anything. And we're not doing anything where they were before. They just one of the worst teams I think in terms of their construction.
Hmm.
A team that people might say have some spacing, but it's not really evident.
Hmm.
They kind of got lucky with Sadiq Bey having such a a surprising year.
Yep.
But Zion needed to move. I think they needed to focus themselves into maybe getting, Fierce or Derek Queen, um, you know, running the show.
Yeah.
Um, I think Zion just needs to find the team that will help him get he's number one, a number one pick, and he's not a number one pick in this team. I feel
Yeah.
like he's not there. Like I would rather trust DeJounte to run this team, right? And we've seen it too. Trey Murphy is basically a two-way guy. Like he can be your guy for this team. But the fact that you did not do anything, and last year you had the same team and you tried, I don't know. Like it just feels like I don't have the like. I don't think it's an OKC situation or whatever or like which team is that? Like they just try to run the same team and hopefully it will just work. I just don't think it will happen with this team.
Yeah. I mean, this team is kind of sad to be honest, because they have really good players, but they just don't mesh well, and
They don't
they
fit.
are yeah they are very petty. They are so what's the word that I'm trying to get? But they just for some reason just keep Zion Williamson, and when teams are asking for Trey Murphy, they just want to keep him as well. Like, what are you? Where is the direction? Which direction are we going? I
Yeah, they
mean,
need to pick a direction. They need to pick the star.
yeah, you already have DeJounte Murray, who is, he was injured. I know, and he was kind of the starter. But you drafted Jeremiah Fierce, which is, also good, which was really good last year. So now who are you trying to start now? Like what kind of starting five are you trying to figure out? Because Derrick Queen could be good as well. Jeremiah Fierce, like you said, could also be good, but a player like that, when you still have DeJounte Murray, is gonna go to the bench, and a player that good, which we just saw with Dylan Harper, is not gonna be content coming off the bench, getting not a lot of minutes, not getting a lot of reps. So you have to pick a direction. We get that you want to contend every year, but you have to pick a direction. You have to pick a set of guys that you want to go with throughout just the seasons, because we're in like almost a decade now with Zion Williamson and nothing happened, but you still don't want to trade him. So just pick a side, man. Just pick a
Yeah.
side, Pelicans.
I think if they wanted to focus on Zion, they needed pieces that will
Mm,
complement him. And I don't think they've given him those pieces that can compete. I think DeJounte was the right direction, but I think the fact that Trey Murphy has establish himself. Um, just proves the point to the Pelicans that I think they need to move on to Zion
Yeah.
because again, they need some of these young guys need some reps, and they're really good, and they're
Hmm.
gonna outgrow Zion
Yep.
and potentially Trey Murphy. But I think yeah, you're right. They just need to pick a guy. They need to pick their direction. They need to figure it out,
Yeah.
and they have a chance still. We have the trade deadline till February. We still have the off season happening, but we'll see where this team goes.
Yeah. It's getting kind of sad to just talking about these teams with what they're doing. But to some of their fans, there's still hope. They still have some good players. But the next team, to me, I think it's not the worst team. I think a lot of teams in this league right now are very interesting, to put it lightly. But the Clippers, man, the Clippers
Wow, we put them this
still
low,
have
eh?
Ingram, still have Garland, just added Rui. Still a okay team, I guess. An interesting team, Kois. But what do you think?
I just think they're this low because West is stuck. That's all.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, they've made moves. They've lost Kawhi, which I think deserves a lot of what they got last season. Yeah, he was mildly healthy. But the fact that Darius Garland is not the most healthiest star that you have, and the fact that you don't, again, to be honest, we don't even know as of this recording if the trade is gonna happen. But
Mhm.
if you got Kawhi, is he even gonna play that much? If you got Brandon Ingram, I feel like you're just gotten worse. Um, and I think if your third best guy is Rui, I think that raises some question.
Mhm.
This team has no spacing. So adding Rui was really good, but other than that, what else? Um,
What else is a good question, man?
what else can you do with this team? Yes, they have a good coach with forgetting his name. I have his
Tyloo.
Tai Lu. I have his but you know, again, it's the same thing I've been talking about. I would rather have the Warriors. I would rather have the Magic. Oh, not Magic. Wrong conference. But I would rather have the Blazers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they're this low. This the West is just stacked, and the fact that they don't really have a superstar that you
Mm.
can run, a Kawhi. Why is Pelicans higher? Because they have superstars like Zion and Trey. Like they're not, people
They have more good players, I'd say.
exactly,
Yeah.
and Clippers just not there,
Hmm.
and they need to do more. It feels like a team that if we took out Luca and Lakers, they could just be like they're just that team, right?
Yeah.
Like your best player is Austin Reeves and what was center
Kessler
Kessler. Like, oh yeah, you're basically
is
Clippers. That's what it is. But you got number
that
77,
is
so
a
you're
good
not
that is a
high.
good yeah.
Like that's something. That's what it feels like. And they what package some players together to get a superstar like your guy and Brandon Ingram is not it.
Yeah. I
And
like that you
Garland.
said that because Garland and Ingram and even Matherin were just the players that the other teams didn't want. They're in
Yep.
this collection of a team, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know which direction.
No identity, no direction. Like
No future,
this seems like
no
a
young
recipe
guys.
for a tanking team.
Yes. But
Yeah.
this next team is
Also very
interesting
interesting.
again. Interesting again, but
Why this low? Yeah.
yeah, wow. I don't know. But this team is this low because last year they were the number 12 team, but the Dallas Mavericks, has Kyrie Irving, still has Clay Thompson, some good veterans, but pretty much the whole team is a lot of young guys now, Chris.
Yep. I think you have Kyrie coming back from the injury. He's not gonna be 100%. And even if he becomes 100%, your guy's Cooper Flag. Um,
Hmm.
he was really good, but I think it is right for this team to be this low because he's also somewhat unhealthy
Hmm.
during the last year with his rookie year.
Yeah.
So he is I really hope to see him play more, but I just think they're also a team that didn't really do too much.
Yeah.
Santi Aldama, wow. We got Santi Aldama from the Grizzlies, who was one of the worst teams. Like, and Santi was even it wasn't even healthy. in the last bit
Yeah.
of the season. So we're just having unhealthy players in this team. And I don't know, like this team would look so much better because they had Luca. Like Luca really elevated them, but I don't think Cooper is in that level or will ever be in that level this year or next year. Like I think he can help them race to that like good like kind of like all-star level, but this team just didn't really do enough to kind of like battle the West. I think we know
Hmm.
this is their year to kind of like uh, get into what's the word I'm looking for? Not really like a rebuilding
Hmm.
phase per se. I think that's really what they're trying to do with this team because again they have some youngish team players as you mentioned. Then.
Yeah, I think they're in that mode too. They're rebuilding. They just have a new coach, so I could see them maybe
Hmm.
selling some of these,
Oh,
veterans
they
in
will
the
definitely. Yep.
yeah, in the trade deadline. That's why they are this low. But the next team, I don't even know if they have fans, if they have, if we even want to talk about them. But the Sacramento Kings, man, is here at number 28, above the number 30, which is, a good thing. But guys, what do we think of the Sacramento, man?
Another team that didn't really do anything. I guess one thing they did is let go of Russell Westbrook and make him,
Oof. Shout out
retired.
Russ.
Shout out Russ, see our video about that. But Damonte Sabonis is still good, but he's not healthy. Zach
Mhm.
LaVine is Zach LaVine. Like, what can this guy bring out now to the team? They have some good young guys here with Keegan and Reynaud, but they just don't have anything to contend.
Mhm.
That's what it feels like. They again, Sacramento being in the West just sucks because the West is just super stacked. They are basically the worst West team. No, not really. I wouldn't say so. For the last two that we have here, so I just think Sabonis needs to be moved and we
Mhm.
focus our energy on Reynaud and Murray, getting them into, a two-way, both of them getting into two-way, like offensive and defensive, because I think that's the best thing you can do with this team.
Yeah, and yeah, focus on the point guard that they just drafted that I
I
forgot.
know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name too. Sorry, but
But
that's
yeah,
that's how irrelevant this team is right
but I
now.
think that's the direction they should go because they also have Cardwell who are a
Oh
big
yeah.
kind of a big as well. So they still have a Chua, so they should definitely move Sabonis, but I think they are even trying to get what's his name, Jalen Duren. So this team is a little confusing because they've proven every year that they want to collect bad players with Levine and Malik Monk of the worlds, but we'll see where this team is gonna end, maybe even lower. But the next team is the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that doesn't have Giannis. That's the best way to
Hmm.
describe this team and a bunch of random guys all together,
A
Chris.
lot of guards, Stan. A lot
Mhm.
of guards with starting with Hero, starting with KPJ, Ryan Rollins. We have, I would say Jaime could be in that guard role, but Karis LeVert too. And the fact that you have Dieng, who kind of needs the ball, um,
Mhm.
who is developing, who is doing decently. Like you have some young guys here that needs the ball, who needs to develop, and I think the usage needs to be figured out.
Mhm.
And one of the things that we asked was like, who's their number one guy? Who
Yes.
is your number one? And the fact that we talked about different players here, we just got Jaime and we got Kalel, who Kalel could be a really good player, and that means really good, more usage. Like we need to figure
Mhm.
out who your guy is. I think we mentioned it with the last five, like the five teams here. Some of these players are just gonna get moved. That's all.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think this some of the players that we mentioned is like some good players, but they're gonna get moved. And that's
Mhm.
just they're a selling team. The last five teams are basically a selling team.
Yes. Yeah, just a bunch of random guys, like you said, a lot of guards, and then they drafted another guard. So I don't know what they're gonna do, who are the players they want to focus on for the future, but right now they're just a bad team to me. And the last team here is clearly to me a rebuilding
Interesting team, yeah.
rebuilding mode team to me, but a lot of young guys, a lot of some veterans. But the Grizzlies is the last team in the power rankings. The team that just dismantled their team last year, Kuis. What do we think of them now?
I actually, this is the one thing that I think I can kind of disagree with you.
Hmm.
I think they are a little bit better than the Bucks just because of one player, and that's because of Zach Edey. I
Mm.
think Zach Edey is a really good center if healthy, and if he comes
Yes,
back,
he is a really good
I think if he comes back healthy this season, he can they can make not noise. They can make some noise on that last five teams that are not going to be in the play-in. um, and
Yeah,
I think
that's
also Ty Jerome, he wasn't healthy. He was
underrated.
playing very underrated guy, and Gigi Jackson. So
Yes.
I think just between those three, they
And then you
are.
added Boozer.
And you got Boozer, I forgot. I think that's
Yes.
the other player too that
And
was
then you
like,
have Isaiah Stewart.
I mean, I don't know what I got, but like this, we all those different players have their distinct roles
Hmm.
and they're not clashing.
Hmm.
I think that's important.
That's a good definition.
And the Bucks just has roles that are basically the same. For
Hmm.
me, they don't have defined roles, and the fact that it's also a team that just got dismantled after the Bucks, like they're gonna start from scratch. This team didn't. It's not necessarily starting from scratch because they had the same ish team. They added Jeremy Grant, so I think that's why I don't believe they're the worst team, but I could see why. It's just this the Grizzlies,
Hmm.
right? So that's one thing that I think, truth be told, I don't know if they're better than the Kings. I think that like having them at 28 makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. This last five teams is just a bunch of players that has.
That you can just interchange, to be honest.
I think that's a good way to put it. But
Yeah.
if you put Maggers in the bottom, definitely gonna be like some questions concerned, like
Yeah.
But I think Grizzlies has a lot of potential.
Hmm.
And I think they built the team where they have somewhat defined roles. I think
Yes.
that's the main thing for me, and that's why I don't think they deserve 30th, but I can see
Hmm.
why they can
Yeah.
be
I
number
mean,
three.
to me, I
I think
put
just
them.
looking at the last season, right? I'm guessing that's
Mhm.
how you kind of like look at this team.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the last season and how they, dismantled the team. They're clearly in a rebuilding mode. But I think out of these five last teams, they're probably one of the best. Maybe Mavericks is debatable, but they have probably the best future with, Cedric Howard, Edie, I mean Gigi Jackson and Boozer, like we all said. But yeah, this team has a bright future, but right now I think they're in a rebuilding mode, Goose.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Now that we
Hmm.
have the top 30, let me know. Let us know who deserves to be higher, who deserves to be lower.
Hmm.
But let us know what you think.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
don't forget
sir.
to like, to subscribe. But
Yeah,
incense.
familia. Out. Thank you, mga Insans, for watching another Insans Out of Basketball. If you want more cousin talks,
Subscribe, be part of our group family. If you want more crazy takes, click on this next video.